My name is Emily Carter, and if you asked anyone who knew me 2 years ago, they would have said I was the luckiest woman alive. I was married to Michael Carter, tall, handsome, successful, the kind of man who walked into a room and made people turn their heads. He wasn't just my husband. He was the center of my world, the man I built all my dreams around. We lived in a beautiful home on the outskirts of Seattle, a white 2-story house with a porch that overlooked the lake. Every morning the sunlight would stream through our bedroom window, landing across his side of the bed, and I used to lie there watching him sleep, thinking, this is it. This is happiness. But I'm telling you this story because happiness has a way of cracking like glass, and when it does, the pieces cut deeper than you can ever imagine. It began the way most betrayals do, quietly, so quietly that I almost convinced myself I was imagining it. Michael had been coming home later than usual. At first, it made sense. He worked in finance, and long hours weren't new. But there was a difference now. He stopped texting me during the day. He was distracted at dinner, his fork pushing food around the plate without really eating. He smelled of cologne that wasn't his, lighter, floral, unfamiliar. The first time I noticed it, I told myself I was being silly. Don't be paranoid, Emily. He's tired. He's stressed. You've been married 6 years. This is normal, but the heart knows before the mind is ready. I still remember the night that broke the illusion. It was a Friday, and I had planned something special. I cooked his favorite meal, rosemary chicken, mashed potatoes, and the red wine we'd been saving since our anniversary. I wore the silk dress he once said made me look like I belonged in a movie. I wanted to remind him of us, of the way we used to be. He didn't show. I waited at the table until the candles melted down into puddles of wax. I tried calling, but his phone went straight to voicemail. When he finally walked in at midnight, his tie loose, his hair messy, his eyes avoiding mine, I didn't ask. I just stared at him, the cold food still sitting between us, and felt something inside me splinter. Long day, he muttered, brushing past me as though I were a stranger in my own home. I nodded, but my heart whispered, he's lying. The following weeks were torture. Every laugh that came from his phone, every late meeting, every sudden shower before bed, they all screamed at me. I tried to push it down, tried to be the wife he wouldn't want to leave. I dressed better. I cooked more. I touched his hand at night, searching for warmth. But he was slipping away, and then came the proof I wasn't ready for. One rainy afternoon, Michael left his laptop on the counter while he showered. He never left it unlocked. Something in me, desperation, fear, maybe even madness, pushed me to open it. My hands trembled as I clicked through. And there it was, emails, dozens of them. Her name was Claire. She wrote about the way he touched her hair, about stolen lunches and hotel rooms downtown. She told him she loved the way he whispered her name when he thought no one else could hear. She wasn't just a fling. She was a world he had built behind my back. I couldn't breathe. The words blurred, but they burned into me all the same. He hadn't just betrayed me. He had erased me. When he came downstairs, whistling softly, I was still standing there, the laptop open like a wound. What's this? My voice shook. The look on his face, shock, then anger, then something like guilt, told me everything. Emily, he started, reaching for me. It's not what it looks like. But lies taste bitter once you know the truth. The days that followed felt like walking through fire. I cried until my eyes swelled shut. I screamed into pillows so the neighbors wouldn't hear. And then, in moments of unbearable quiet, I blamed myself. Was I not enough? Was I too plain, too predictable, too safe? But betrayal has a strange way of turning love into clarity. I began to see him differently. The way he avoided my gaze, the way he held his phone tight against his chest, the way he flinched when I touched him. He wasn't my Michael anymore. He was a stranger wearing his face. And yet, I couldn't walk away. Not yet. Love is cruel that way. It keeps you tethered to the knife that cuts you. One night, unable to take the silence between us, I asked, "Do you love her?" He didn't answer. His jaw tightened. His eyes darted away. And that silence was the answer. It's strange how your heart can break twice in one lifetime. Once when you discover the affair, and again when you realize he doesn't regret it. I wish I could tell you I left immediately, that I found the strength to pack my bags and reclaim my dignity. But the truth is, I stayed. I stayed because hope is stubborn, because I thought maybe, just maybe, he would choose me again. But hope is also a liar. I found the hotel receipts in his car, the lipstick-stained napkin tucked into his jacket, the perfume that clung to him long after he said he was working late. Each discovery was another nail in the coffin of our marriage. The Emily I had been, devoted, trusting, blind, was gone. In her place stood a woman who knew the taste of betrayal, who carried anger like fire in her veins. The last straw came on a Sunday morning. I had gone to the market, and when I came home earlier than expected, I heard laughter upstairs, a woman's laughter. My body went cold. My hands shook so violently I nearly dropped the grocery bags. I walked up the stairs, each step heavy, my pulse roaring in my ears. And there she was, Claire, in my bedroom, wearing my husband's shirt. Time stopped. Michael leapt up, his face pale, stammering excuses that dissolved in the air. Claire just looked at me, her smile faltering, but not apologetic, not even ashamed. In that moment, the last piece of my glass heart shattered. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. Instead, I felt something strange, a quiet, almost terrifying calm. "Get out," I told her. My voice was steady, firmer than I expected. She hesitated, glancing at Michael, but I repeated, "Get out. Now." She left. Michael started to speak, but I held up my hand. "Don't," I said. "Don't you dare say another word." And then I did what I should have done long ago. I walked into the closet, grabbed my suitcase, and began to pack. "Emily, please," he begged. "We can fix this. I made a mistake." I turned to him, my face wet with silent tears. "A mistake?" My voice broke. "A mistake is forgetting our anniversary. This was a choice. Over and over again, you chose her." His face crumpled, but it was too late. The man I had loved was gone, buried beneath his lies. Leaving was both the hardest and easiest thing I've ever done. Hard because I still loved him. God help me, I did. Easy because staying would have destroyed me. I moved into a small apartment downtown. At first, the silence was unbearable. The bed felt too big, the nights too long. I cried for the life I had lost, for the version of us that would never exist again. But slowly, something unexpected happened. I began to breathe again. I filled my shelves with books I loved. I learned to cook for one, and sometimes I even enjoyed it. I took long walks by the lake, the same lake where I used to dream of forever with him. But now it belonged to me. And one day I looked in the mirror and saw someone I hadn't seen in years. Me, just me. Not Michael's wife, not the betrayed woman, just Emily. Do I still think about him? Yes. Some nights the memories creep in, the way he used to hold me, the promises we whispered. But those memories are ghosts, and I've learned not to let them haunt me. What hurts the most isn't that he betrayed me. It's that I loved him so completely, so blindly, that I didn't see it coming. But maybe that's the lesson. Love without boundaries isn't love, it's surrender, and I will never surrender myself like that again. So, this is my story. Not a fairy tale, not a tragedy, but something in between. I was a woman who believed in forever. I became a woman who learned the cost of betrayal. And now I am a woman who survived it. My glass heart may be cracked, but it still beats. One day, I believe someone will hold it carefully, gently, the way it deserves. Until then, I'm learning to hold it myself.